Let's see what they got. You're good. That's fantastic to hear. By the way, I have no clue what they're showing today. I have absolutely no clue. It's about 25 minutes long, so it will be a short one. They're not doing like an hour-long stream again. Especially now that they like pushed back the release by another 5 months. Oh god. I hope this is not copyrighted music. Please don't.
Hello and welcome to this, the very first episode of
Hey,
Night City
Holly!
Wire, a brand new series from us at
She's amazing.
Red, where we'll be talking about all
She's the head of communication at CDPR.
For today's
She
episode, we'll be
is...
starting with a brand new trailer. One of our developers will be joining us to help unpack everything you're going to see. We'll have some news, an announcement about a secret collaboration. We'll be taking a look at some Braindance gameplay and welcoming back our developers just to have a chat about everything you're going to see. But there is one more thing. Media all over the world have been getting hands-on with Cyberpunk 2077, and when this episode finishes, you'll be able to go and check out exactly what they thought. So, let's get started. It is time to take a look at our brand new trailer, and after that, our lead quest designer...
She is amazing.
...will be joining us.
Like, she is bleeding Cyberpunk.
Watching this. So, let's take a look.
Like,
I love this town. The city of endless opportunity. Ready
amazing.
to get your cherry popped? Yeah, come on.
City like any other, just bigger.
Nah, mano, not just any other city. Legends are born here.
The major leagues. We're only here because Dex is pulling the strings. Doubt that puts us in the same league as them.
But we are. They just don't know it yet. But if you got the cojones and you know how to use them, you can do damn near anything.
huh?
Unless you catch a bull.
Even then, you go out with a bang, right?
You know, you can make heaps more eddies as a motivational speaker.
Yo, Mr. V, a pleasure.
So what's the gig, Dex? You meant to come out in one piece?
So many different cars.
How about we go over the plan?
There's this prototype tech, a biochip to be precise. Jobs to grab it.
Guessing it belongs to a corp.
Arasaka.
We're robbing some heavy hitters.
Thought you could blackmail me, fucker?
High risk, high reward.
Rude.
First rule of the afterlife.
Ka-ching, baby.
Goes without saying, we do this on the hush. Ideally, no bodies. Not
Also
a one.
boobs.
Sounds simple enough.
He's lead, assholes!
Is it gonna be dangerous?
Don't you worry, mi amor. We're bulletproof. Get your ass moving now!
What the fuck just happened in there?
Can't stop digging Night City.
Fucking major leagues. Happy now, Jackie?
Yep, that's fucking high! Time to bail!
That's a lot of F-bombs.
Dex, what the fuck?
Can't risk it, V.
And you, who are you? Fuck.
So the trailer contains footage from the game's prologue only, but there was an awful lot in it. So Pavel, why don't you try and help us unpack everything that we just saw?
Oh yeah, I mean, absolutely, I can try. So, what you have just seen is only the prologue of the game. So that awesome stuff is only happening in the first few quests. What the trailer shows you is really our stage, the Night City. You know, this gigantic city built of 6 completely unique districts, surrounded by the 7th one that we call the Badlands. As a player, you
Basically
are
Fallout.
meeting Jackie. Jackie's
What
your
the Badlands
friend.
are.
Now, they together are trying to reach out for something that is very precious. They are trying to reach out for this chip of immortality, this gateway to eternal life. Jackie introduces you to Fixer Dexter Deshawn. He's a very important person in the social ladder of Cyberpunk. He is able to provide the player with various jobs and contracts to be able to gather money, to be able to modify their bodies, push themselves to the limits, to put their hands on the chip. But as you can expect, not everything goes as planned, and but to see it, you will have to play the game.
There are an awful lot of really cool things in this trailer, and there's a few that I would just love to talk about a little bit more for the people at home. So let's start with talking about a gang called the Mox. Now, we see a few flashes of them in this trailer. I personally think they're really cool and one of my favorites, but can you give us a little bit more information about them?
Oh yes, so the Mox is one of the gangs that player is going to interact with throughout the game. The Mox is the gang that has
Also
been formed
boobs.
in 2076.
There are a
after
lot of
the
boobs in
death
this
of,
game.
Elizabeth Borden. She was called Lizzie. Now, she was an owner of a brothel
And donks.
former sex worker,
And donks.
she was protecting working guys and girls from harassment, from abuse, and the gang is really continuing her mission. And as a player, you are going to interact with that gang, meet multiple different NPCs, and craft your own relationship with them, and understand what they are all about.
So earlier on, you did mention a 7th district, a place called the Badlands. Now, we saw a few shots of this in the trailer, but I'd love for you to give us a bit more detail about the district outside of the city walls.
Okay, so the Badlands is this like dead, dried out space going around the whole
Reminds me a
night.
lot of
And as a
Rage
player,
2.
You'll be able to traverse that space in your car or motorcycle.
Yeah.
This is a space that is inhabited by the nomads. Nomads are living in different families, and they are traveling across that space in convoys made out of the cars and motorcycles. And as
They're
a player,
poppin' though.
you'll be able to traverse and access
But still,
different type of
some
open
time.
world content that has been prepared specifically for you to get that awesome feel of the Badlands as an area.
In the trailer, we also saw like a completely metal creature. Now, he didn't look like he was from the Maelstrom gang. This looked like something else. So please tell the people at home, who is this giant metal monster?
Okay, so that big dude, that was
Zoe
Adam
is like
Smasher.
5
He
minutes
has been introduced
like
in the
behind.
pen and paper in Cyberpunk 2020
I have the
by
feeling.
our senpai Mike Pondsmith. Adam Smasher is a fully converted cyborg. He was always a loyalist of Arasaka. And time has changed.
That
and in
dude, man,
2077
look at
he
that
had to
armor,
find
like
his
he's
own
more
space
robot
in,
than human.
Night City. But to find out, you have to play the game.
In this trailer, we do see some flashes of a Ripper Doc called Victor Vector. I think if people have watched our previous gameplays, they might remember him.
Wait,
But
Dylan
I'd
has
really
always
like
been
you
a
to give
mod.
the people at home some more information about what Ripper Docs are and
Dylan
how
was
they'll
one of
be
my
interacting
first
with them when they
moderators.
play Cyberpunk.
So Reaper Dogs in our game,
What?
they are surgeons. They are like a specific type of a job in the social ladder of Cyberpunk. They are accustomed and specialized in replacing limbs to the metal ones. They can basically update your body, enhance your body, change you into this walking warrior.
No, this is
And,
pre-recorded,
as a
I
player,
assume.
you are going to meet different kind of Reaper Dogs in the game, craft your own relationship with them. Some
Pretty-
of them
pretty
are
sure it's
like important
pre-recorded.
characters for a story. Through that, you will invest eddies that you're gathering to turn your body into this tool that allows you to survive on the streets of Night City.
Pavel, thank you so much for joining us. I know you'll be back later in the episode because you're going to be helping us to analyze the Braindance gameplay. But
Yeah, you were
before
like
that,
2
we
minutes
have some
behind,
news to
Zoe.
share.
No
Earlier
joke.
in the year, we announced that if you pick up Cyberpunk 2077 on Xbox One, you'll be able to play it on Xbox Series X when the console launches. And just in case you missed it, it will be the same for PlayStation players as well. If you pick up Cyberpunk 2077 on PlayStation 4, you'll also be able to play it on PlayStation 5 when the console launches. And that's not all. There will be a free upgrade for Xbox Series X and PlayStation 5, but we'll have more details on that soon.
To Night City.
Before we reveal our first look at the Braindance gameplay and welcome back our developers for a chat, there is just one more thing we want to announce, something that we've been working on in secret for a while. We are very excited to announce our partnership with Studio Trigger and Netflix to bring you Cyberpunk Edgerunners, a standalone anime set in the Cyberpunk universe, which we've been
Awesome!
working on for some time now. Edgerunners is due to launch in 2022, but for some more information, let's go to the team in Tokyo.
Hi, my name is Saya Elder. I am the Japan-based producer for Cyberpunk Edgerunners. What I do basically on this project is that
That's
I
awesome.
am a fixer, to put it in the words of the Cyberpunk universe. We are a game company. We are a bunch of nerds, and wherever there are nerds, there's going to be anime fans. So
Wait,
it's
Trigger?
always a dream for us to make anime. When we began this project,
Wasn't
we
that
were certain that we didn't want to make
Trigger is a
creation
big
as a
studio
game.
in Japan,
Cyberpunk Edge Runners
like a
is
big
standalone
anime
story
studio.
set
They
in the
made
universe. The stage is still Night City.
they
but
made some
everything else
big
is
animes.
new. New characters,
Oh
new
god, what's the
story.
name?
I do like to think that it's going to be a great gateway for
God damn it.
newcomers to come
I have to
and
look it up
check
again.
Cyberpunk game and also the cyberpunk genre as a whole.
They made.
Right now we're in
I know
Nakano,
which way,
which is one of the
which
biggest
they made,
anime
but I
meccas
don't
of
know the name.
world. I'm going to take you to Studio Trigger right now because we have the wonderful opportunity to talk to the dream team that will be bringing you this anime.
こんにちは。トリガーの代表取締役の大塚です。
監督の今石です。
They made the nudity anime, which you can see in the background, by the way.
パンクのファンの方、今回初めて触れる方両方に満足していただけるようにアニメを作るつもりです。
Ah, what's the name of it? Kill a Kill. Thank you. Thank you. Kill a Kill. And before that, they made the anime with the drill. I always forget the name. Where they have these mechs and all the drills and yeah.
監督に今石、キャラクターデザインに吉成という
Gurren Lagann. Thank you.
トリガー10周年にふさわしい作品にしていきたいと思います。
Yeah.
お楽しみに。
Gurren Lagann. Man, that's still like 2 years. That's coming out when the multiplayer is
Now it's
basically
time
running.
to show you some gameplay of Braindance. This is a feature that you'll experience when you play Cyberpunk 2077.
Thank you, Vagabond.
Braindance is essentially a recording of somebody else's experience. It allows you to relive their sense of sight, smell, touch, and even hearing, all thanks to a special device. After the gameplay, I will be welcoming back Pavel Sasko, and will also be joined by Patrick Mills, our senior quest designer and all-round lore master, who will be helping to answer your questions and give you some explanation on how you'll be
Kill a
interacting
Kill is
with
even
Braindance
sillier,
when you play Cyberpunk
and lots of
2077.
nudity.
So,
I mean, they have a group in Kill a Kill which is called Nudist Beach.
You go in, snatch the cash, get out, and we sell the BD to those psycho freaks from the studio.
Got it.
And remember, everything on full blast. They'll spot us extra for a wicked adrenaline high.
So this is basically a replay of what somebody else did.
Down, everybody, on the ground. I want to see you kissing the flooring. Money, now, or I will fucking drop you. I swear to God. Well, yeah, hey, now, before I blow your fucking head off.
Rude? There are a lot of F-bombs here. And he got shot.
Slow, deep breaths. Your cortisol and adrenaline spiked, but the soft activated your hormone blockers. Nothing happened. You're alive and well.
That was too much. Could feel the guy's pain, his stress, his hope. Hope wrapped up in something else.
Money.
Probably took a booster just before. You'll be fine. Got everything set up? Let's switch over to editing mode.
Okay, so we have seen what somebody else did, and now we can manipulate.
Full cam control in analysis mode, so move around, zoom in and out, whatever else you come up with.
This is awesome.
It's your own little sandbox. So analysis mode, you control playback, can even pause when you feel the need. Then you use the editor console to unpause. Try it.
Sounds a bit like a puzzle game.
You go in, snatch the cash, get out, and we sell the BD to those psycho freaks from the studio.
Got it.
Dream as hell, right? Well, that's not all. You can speed things up or rewind, whatever you like. Give it a try. Rewind, roll it back to the top. All good, neat. Now try fast forwarding a bit.
Plan simple. Do nothing odd. Don't be creative. You go in, snatch the cash, get
can also reset the recording. That'll take you right back to the beginning. Try it. Now for some fun. This here's why you came in the first place. In analysis mode, you get to view and even scan details of the enviro recorded by the BD.
So interesting that the graphic changes when you are in the analyze mode.
The gun this gonk gets from his buddy at the beginning. Now scan it.
Plan simple. Do nothing odd. Don't get creative. You go in, snatch the cash, get out. And remember,
Like, it's a detective game.
Okay, right here.
Which is like great.
Excellent. Let's move on. Now heads up. In analysis mode, you can ferret out background noise and conversations if the roller got close enough. This tech records everything, every little detail, even the sights and sounds the roller was never aware of. To see the sources of the recorded sensory signals, switch to the audio layer in the editor. Go ahead and try that now. Okay, good. Now you should see several sound signatures in the store. Choose one and hone in on it.
Yeah, that makes more sense.
Pack of 6, case of Brosif, and a couple of zappers.
Okay, we have a deal today on 2 flavors, Cuddy and Surf and Everybody!
So, any thoughts?
Nothing important.
Seriously, like what's happening right next to me.
Yeah, it's how BD recording implants work. They pick up everything, all the elements in the background. Then an editor tweaks them, makes them pop. Keep playing with the sound, explore it a bit. We'll move on when you get bored.
Yeah.
Sometimes you can analyze extra layers in the raw, stuff the roller's cyberware picked up.
Like what?
Ev's got Kiroshi optics that grab infrared, meaning you should be able to grab heat signatures from her recording.
Huh. Hella nice.
Scanning works on peeps, too. Walk up to the wounded chick. Try scanning her. Alright, next thing. Scroll forward to the part where our artist...
Unconscious rarity, normal. Wait, rarity? What? Why is there rarity?
See that?
Yeah. Oh, there he was.
Here it comes. My favorite part of the game. See the blinking thing over the entrance? Surveillance cam. Must have caught our shooter.
Like, this is, by the way, what Watch Dogs was supposed to be.
Roll back to where the screens in the kids' field of vision.
This is basically what Watch Dogs has promised us, and we never got out of it.
His own Chumba shot him.
Mm-hmm.
Planned to all along. Must have got a nice slice of cred on the black market for a BD like this. BD
Rude.
Freaks are ready to pay a preem for a real flatline. Anyway, if you've seen enough, you can exit. Yeah, it's impressive, right? It's too bad most of the BDs we do here are only good for flogging the log.
So Braindance is a pretty big part of the Cyberpunk universe. It's not just something used for adult films. There is an awful lot to it. And there's 2 sides I'd really like you guys to help me explore. First is the lore, so how this actually fits into the universe. And then there's the gameplay side, so how players will be interacting with it. So Patrick, could you tell us more about the lore of Braindance?
I would love to. So in the world of Cyberpunk 2077, Braindance was invented way back in the early 2000s at UC Santa Cruz. It was developed as a way of recording a person's experiences and then playing them back for someone else.
It's like streaming,
so
chat.
Relive them as though
And
it was happening
YouTube.
to them. It was originally used for things like therapy and prisoner rehabilitation, but by 2077, it's become this global media industry, including things like movies, mass entertainment.
I like her
things
tattoos,
that,
by the way.
Video games, some interactive things, and of course, adult fare as well. Now, in our game, we deal a lot with black brain dances, or XBDs as we call them, and there are different types of those, but the one that you saw in the trailer just there was a flatliner. Now, that's where the person recording it actually dies during the recording. And it's popular with sort of an illicit kind of a thrill, but a mercenary can also use them for various things, and you'll see that in the game, of course.
And from the gameplay perspective, we have been working a lot.
I always wanted to feel how it feels to die.
Trying to figure out the best way how to use braindance in the game as a mechanics. So what we have settled on is this braindance editor mode. As a player, you will be able to run the braindance in the editor mode and see different clues that have been registered on the peripheral of given actor. Now, as a player, you can slide
Andy,
on the
thank you
timeline
so
of
much
the
for the
recording,
host.
back and forth, trying to uncover different clues. And that clue
Yeah, this is so much what basically Watch Dogs promised us,
as a player,
but we
you
never
will
got it.
run different
We never got
investigations
it.
That will lead you to different
I'm
mysteries,
so glad
and you
that
will
they are doing
uncover
it
them
now.
actually using the braindance as a mechanics in the game.
So, as Pavel was saying, we use Braindance as a storytelling tool. It's not a collectible. It's not something where you're going to go in and you're going to
Cyberpunk
play it
anime
and
is
like,
coming.
I've seen this before. What we use Braindance for is to give you a keyhole into the life of the residents of Night City, and we can explore things like childhood trauma, religion, various philosophical.
Kinda
ideas
crazy. I wonder what,
in a
like, how
way
much
that
they
you
can
might
do
not
with it.
otherwise experience in a story about a mercenary on the tough streets.
So we've tried to talk about some of the aspects that we think the community will find really exciting, but you know, while you're both here, I'd love to know, what is it about Cyberpunk that you guys are really excited for? Patrick, why don't you start?
So one of the things that I'm most excited about in this game is the characters and the way they interact with the world. We've got this really interesting world that stretches all the way back to the Cyberpunk 2020 source material and all of these events and all of those things, but those don't mean anything unless they connect with characters. And so when we come up with a character, we start with their function. What is this person? What do they do in the story? But we don't stop there.
Yep,
We go back
he
and we
is.
figure out what was their childhood like. What
Keanu
was their
Reeves is voice
upbringing
acting.
like?
Yep.
What kind of obstacles did they face in this harsh reality, and did they overcome them? And how did they overcome them, or did they not overcome them, and why? And you can see all of those things in their environment, in their dialogues, in sort of how they operate in the world. And we come up with that for all of our characters. Now, you look at someone like Victor Vector, and you're going to see stories
Victor
about
Vector.
his past in his environment.
Vector, Vector.
and in his
Roger,
dialogue.
Roger.
You know, we come up with that stuff even if we don't use it in the game, because it helps inform us as to who these characters are.
And for me, I would not be myself if I would not say that I'm the most excited about our quests. Like with our Witcher 3 team, with Patrick and like everybody that has stayed with us since the Witcher 3 time, we really have grown so much. We have learned so much, and we have used all that experience
That's also
to
good.
put them into the
Gameplay-wise,
quests that we
not
have made.
just
And you will not
graphics-wise.
find really a filler in this game. Like everything has a meaning. Like we put so much effort into making sure that everything is rewarding, is interesting, is talking about characters, as Patrick said, is talking about worlds.
You need to.
Talking about
That you
emotions,
still haven't
like
done it
touching
is
the player in a
actually
really,
heartbreaking.
Like a real way. And I just can't wait to find out what you think.
Pavel, I know you mentioned story and quests and writing quests, and when I was last in the
Shame.
studio, I had a look and I saw
Shame,
a notebook on your
Andy.
desk, and I would love for
Shame.
you to show everybody this notebook.
Okay, Holly, I mean, you asked for it. So this is my notebook. It says Salsa Quest Designer. The reason is because I dance salsa, and I'm a quest designer, so you know. So I started this notebook actually when we were really starting Cyberpunk. At the very beginning, I wrote like a first note, and it says pretty much something along the lines of that we were starting with a prototype. And then, you know, I kept on basically noting things that we've been working on, like these years. I remember once when our concept artists actually approached me, and they said that they want to take a look on my notebook. I was like, what for actually? And they took some pictures, and they told me, yeah, well, you know, because we are looking for a reference material for notes of a psychopathic killer. Yeah, well, you may find maybe some of my notes in the game.
Pavel and Patrick,
crossed
thank you
out.
so much for joining me. I'm pretty lucky because I have read some of the stories that you and the team have written for Braindance, and I'm pretty excited for people to discover them. But before we do finish today's episode, there is just one more thing we'd like to talk about. Earlier in this episode, I mentioned that media have been getting hands-on with the opening of Cyberpunk 2077, and they should be posting their impressions right about now. And if you missed anything from today's episode, don't worry.
Yes, they do.
We'll be uploading everything to our channel
And we do.
soon. And finally, on behalf of everybody at CD Projekt Red, we just
Because
want to say thank you so
I was
much
one of
for
them.
joining us for this very first episode.
And I was able to play the game.
But don't worry, we'll be back with episode 2
So
in just a few
let's
weeks.
talk about this.
So, we shall see you soon.
Yeah, this game is coming to Stadia. Yeah. So, oh god, where to start?
Much for joining us for this.
Oh, that's a replay. So I actually, by the way, thank you very much to CDPR allowing me to play the game. That's absolutely awesome for them. They didn't have to. They didn't need it to. I was not really media. I'm a streamer, so they took a great risk for allowing me to actually play the game. So let me answer some quick question before I take your question. Maybe I answer all your questions already there. First things first, I'm not allowed to show you any gameplay. I couldn't record anything. I couldn't like stream anything. I would have loved to do so, but that was not possible. Is it coming to new gen? Yes, and if you're buying it for old gen, you were getting it for free for on new gen. So you were good there. You were good there. So you can just buy it right now and then upgrade it when you have the new console. Yeah, hell it is. I mean, PC. So let me, even though this is a little bit outdated, like this right here, that's not how you create a character anymore. Like whatever this is, this was early on. So we were allowed to play, or well, allowed. That's when the game ended. You were able to play the intro, which is like this whole thing before you meet Johnny, right? Johnny Silverhand, aka Mr. Matrix, aka Mr. Keanu Reeves, aka you know him. But this is not how you create a character anymore. You're meeting him after the intro phase, which, think about it like The Witcher 3, right? Where in The Witcher 3 you have this first area you are going to, which you are running around till like level 5, and then you are going into like this huge open world area. And that's basically what they're doing in Cyberpunk here. Like you have this intro phase, and you were going through that. AKA the legend himself, yes. So, where to start? You were creating a character, male or female. You were giving them attribute points. You were deciding in which direction of the class you want to go. I was actually going very simple with this one. I was doing like a gunner run, so being good with guns, shooting things, because I want to keep like the hacking and sneaking run actually for my, well, when it is live run, right? And then you're getting thrown into the game. You're starting to meet, what's his name? I'm so bad with names. Mr. Curse-a-Lot. What's his name? I always forget his name. I'm so bad with names. It's not even purposefully. What's his name? Holy shit. Your friend. Or well, not becoming... Is it Jackie? I think it's Jackie. Yeah, it's Jackie. I think it's Jackie. Yeah. And you meet him. You meet him in a bar. And he's basically your first like contact, quest giver, mentor. But you don't really know him. So you were taking like some quest with him, doing some bullshit, running some like small things. You can walk around in the city. There are some areas which are not immediately open in the tutorial area, so it's not like I can just go immediately everywhere. Or I don't know if it is really because of the tutorial or if it was restricted in the demo. Like they weren't really clear with what was demo wise or what was like gameplay wise, right? Because they basically gave us the version of this and they were like, this is what you can do. This is the part of the game you can play. Have fun. So, but the graphics are pretty much what you see. I didn't had RTX on. Also boobs. Definitely boobs. I didn't have RTX on, so I cannot really say how it felt in RTX. Like there was not really much I could do. It feels very fluent. The fighting, the walking, like everything feels really, really good. One of the most things which actually impressed me with Cyberpunk was the world. The world. Oh, like, you know, when Red Dead Redemption 2 is boasting about their horse penis physics, and it's like, yeah, look what we got here. They can shrink in the cold. Whatever. Like, what CDPR managed here is like creating a bustling city with so many NPC that I'm actually surprised that my PC took it so well. Like even in the early states, there were like hundreds of people on the screen. I mean, they can. Yeah, they can do that in Reddit. And everyone is doing stuff. Like, you know, in when you take GTA as an example, people are just walking on the street and one or two people are actually doing something and the rest is just noise, which is wandering the streets. Boop. But in Cyberpunk, that's not the case. In Cyberpunk, everyone feels like as if they are going somewhere, as if they want to do something, as if they have a plan. And they showed, if you remember, they showed this scene, right, where you could like have this dream dance or brain dance names. God, I'm so bad. And you see like the dude like robbing a grocery store. I was there when that happened. I was there when that happened. But I was basically just a dude like going into the grocery store, checking it out, and another dude is coming in and starting a robbery. I killed the dude. Just saying. He didn't survive. But they called the police, like medics came around, and like they were reacting to what was going on. Like the detail is sometimes I felt a bit like, how long can you keep up the amount of detail you put into the game? Booty. Oh yeah, by the way, you see the dongs. Like the dongs, the schlongs, like you see them. The dicks, like you see boobies, like you see butts, you see everything. They're not holding back with that. It's definitely not a work friendly game. But yeah, they're not holding back. So like the city feels really bustling. It is. No, they are not, which is also pretty cool. Yep. But how are going? Oh, it's fine. You can stream it. It's not a problem. You have a bit of an obsession. Well, the game is very European in that regard. Like everyone is throwing around their F-bombs. Like nudity is like pretty normal, and most people don't give a damn about it. Oh yeah, there's the brain dance, by the way, you can see in the video, which is interesting. No, that's fine. As long as it's the same here. As long as it's like part of the gameplay, Twitch is not really doing anything about it. Most nudist. Well, I dare say that closes are annoying. So weapons. Let's talk about weapons now that we're talking about this. I had the pistol. You are not starting out with a fast shooting pistol. It's the normal pistol like you know it, with one shot, right? And you can upgrade it. The same goes for equipment. You can buy stuff, you can find stuff. I have to say, enemies mostly dropped what they had on them. Like, it wasn't like you kill a rat on the street, right, and the rat has a rocket launcher in their body. It's like that doesn't happen. That doesn't happen. So what most enemies do is really just they have on them what they are using. So you get what you see. Is there unlimited ammo? No. But ammo is cheap, and it's easy to get. It's easy to get. Like, one of the ammo which was a little bit more expensive and which was a little bit harder to get was shotgun ammo. That was the first ammo I struggled a little bit with. But what the amazing part about the weapons is really, and they're not showing this in this video, which is a shame, but the amazing part about the weapon system in Cyberpunk is you can take a gun apart and you can really change nearly everything. And because of that, like, you sometimes find weapons. It's a bit like Fallout in that regard, but better, where you are finding a weapon and you're like the pistol, right? You were getting the pistol, and the pistol feels weak. It feels like, oh, pistol. Well, that's what you get, right? But then you can like start to upgrade that thing, and it becomes like a little submachine gun with armor penetrating bullets. Or you can even like upgrade it that it becomes like a pistol sniper. Is there a limit how much ammo you can carry? Yes. And it depends on the weapons. But it's not a small amount. Like the amount, it's not like shotgun. Let me give you, because I remember that ammunition. Shotgun, I had around 100 shots with me. So, yeah. They do, Draco. They do. Yeah, like ammo is there, but it's not there to fully restrict you. But what they are showing here, by the way, is what is definitely in the game. Like, there's... Oh, by the way, you can kill everyone you see. You can go complete GTA on this, if you so desire. But you're not doing that for long. Especially because chances are also very high that a lot of the civilians, like, you draw a gun, yeah, they are drawing a gun. Like, depending on which area of the city you are, like, nobody is holding back. I haven't seen any mini games yet. And keep in mind, I don't know how much they have taken out of the demo or how much we were restricted just because we were in the tutorial area, right? So one of the things I have seen, yeah, that what you just saw. Let me show you this again if you missed it. Let me show you this very quickly. See this? Look at this. Bam. See the pop-in? Like right here. Bam. Not gonna lie, that pop-in is still happening to a certain degree. There are definitely some pop-ins. Like it's not as rough as it is here. Like there's like you can see his hair and stuff. That doesn't happen anymore. Like they have cleaned that up. So this is a very old video. Like this is nearly 2 years old. So they made like a huge process when it comes to weirdness. But certain pop-ins still happen. But they are pretty far away and you only notice them when you are like in a huge open area. But because you have mostly like skyline around you, you never really notice the pop-ins too much. If you're looking for them, you will find them, at least for now. But they might clear that out later on. Did you get a feel of the leveling up system? Yeah. I mean, I leveled up till level 10, about. Oh, absolutely. I'm talking about PC here, by the way. To make that absolutely clear what Sakura just said in chat. I'm talking about the PC version. I have no clue how consoles play. Zero. Yeah, what do you want to know, Silkanet? Like the leveling system, you get XP from basically everything you are doing. Like every time you're doing something, it nets you XP. Killing somebody, doing quests, side quests, doing like certain events which are happening. Like XP is flowing. Oh, it's well, it's both. So when you okay, let's talk about that a little bit. Maybe wait a second. Maybe I can show you a picture because it's a bit convoluted. Like if this game is one thing, it is convoluted. And it's a stat based / skill. Like it's both. Let me see. Do they have Let me see. Let me see. I hope that somebody has like I don't think so. I know that they have some pictures. Oh, let me see. Oh my god.
Hey everyone,
No. These are people talking about their own impressions. Let me see if I can find like you have your stats, and with the stats you can unlock more skills, and you have like your skill trees, and you have 3 classes you choose from. So let me see if I can actually.
It's just a matter of time, motherfucker.
Rude.
Hi, it's Alice from VG20.
Hi, Alice.
And I'm here.
So let's see what they show here. They are allowed to capture footage. Rude, I wasn't. Apparently they don't trust the streamer as much. Bastards. Oh yeah, they showed this a little bit in the trailer, that you can like remove stuff. But you have stats, and you need certain stats for certain items, for certain weapons, and for certain skills. Yeah. If that is what you were pointing at, yes. That's, by the way, the interface. As you can see, they have upgraded the interface quite a bit. This is where you meet Jackie. You can see in the top right corner, you can see that he's in the public area. So that means public is safe, protected kind of thing, where there are rules and you are not allowed to just jump beyond the rules. Is she talking still?
Of course, this is a huge open.
Yeah. This is when you were going into the bar. So this is the origin stories. Oh yeah, I haven't told you about this. So the orange stories is basically how you decide, like you're not choosing your background anymore in the character creation, but the origin story is basically to tell like where you were coming from and what you have done in your previous life. It's a bit weird. Like you were doing like some multiple choice stuff. You were answering questions he is asking you. Like you were sitting here at the bar. This is like super early at the beginning. No, I played it. I played it with mouse and keyboard. I didn't play it with controller. But you basically sitting at the bar, you're talking to Jackie, and you are telling him what you have done. You're telling everyone, people around, and they're asking you questions. And then depending on how you answer them, this is how you get your class assigned. Oh, this is a fly taxi. No, you cannot control it. That was the first thing I tried. I was like going to the to the pilot and be like, dude, let me fly this, and the pilot is like, can't compute, please move on. Aww. It's like, aww. Yeah, there you can see that but you can take a flight taxi to get around the city safely. So when you were in the flight taxi, it seems like there are no events which can be triggered. Let me show you something. That's something I have noticed so far. See this? You can go there. You can actually go there. Like it's not like one of these video games where they're showing you 20,000 buildings and you're like, okay, and then when you're trying to open these buildings, most of the buildings are closed and you cannot go in there. I have, I think, only found 1 or 2 buildings which were bare down, but everything else, you can mostly go everywhere. Like seriously, like the city, like the world is smaller. Like I wonder if they're showing the map. I'm not even sure if you're allowed to show the map, because I was not allowed to record anything. Like my NDA clearly said, do not record, do not take screenshots, like not even a B-roll, like just no, right? But what I would love to show you is like the map feels small. You look at the map and the first thing you think is That's small. That's small. Till you realize that they have like huge skyscrapers and you basically can go everywhere. Like you can go into the rooms of that skyscraper. Like you can go into the living quarters of these people. Well, they were not like it, by the way. Like if you were going into the living spaces of the people, they were not like you for it. I have tried that. They call the cops. Or what mostly happened, dude is grabbing a shotgun and gives you hell. So be careful with that. Give me just 1 second here. Give me just 1 second. I have to switch something up here. Let me switch here. Give me just 1 second, folks. Okay. Let's go back to the roll, shall we? I'm here to fix X problem for you. Yes. Exactly. There we go. So the taxi is then landing at a specific place. And this can happen. Yep, the residents, which are so not happy about this, that you just landed on their place. And this is not through a quest or anything. Like, this is literally them being really pissed that a dude with a taxi just landed on their court and this interaction happens. And it really just happened there. It's not one of these interactions you have in a lot of games where, you know, this is always playing when you land on a court. Like, the crazy part about Cyberpunk is really how not scripted it feels. But you have like natural selections, natural behavior, and it's kind of crazy. Like this dude, he's like, "Oh, dude, I want nothing out of this." Like, you have these interactions quite a bit. Oh, there's the driving. Let's talk about that. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's basically how my driving did go for the beginning. Not gonna lie. I don't know how it would feel with a controller, but a mouse and keyboard. Are there any people who are unenhanced? I assume so. Like, most people are, but it's like there are some people who are only lightly enhanced, and then there are other people who are really, really crazy enhanced, who are barely any humans. But let's go back, because this is actually pretty cool, because it also shows the leveling up system. So driving itself feels alright. Yeah, it feels alright. It feels not super crazy. Like, it's not a driving simulation. It's arcade. To make this absolutely clear, like, you are not getting a simulation out of this. Yeah. Did he announce it on Twitter? Or where did he announce it? Yeah. Yeah. I thought so. But you can see, like, the level up system. So the street cred is going up. Street cred is keeping you in line with what you can unlock and how much craziness you can unlock. It's not really bound to your level. Like, your level is really just bound to enemies, bound to what items you can sometimes wear. But street cred is giving you also items, and it's not really built in progression. It's more like a second leveling system. Ah, that's awesome. That's awesome. And then you can also see that you were getting attribute points when you were like pushing up your street creds and your perk points. So we're getting both of it, which is also kind of nice. One of the things you can definitely see here, and this is what I meant earlier, the same goes for handguns. I don't know why this is going up. So your weapons can also go up in level, and then they're doing more damage. You are getting more precise with it, or sometimes you need actually a certain level with a handgun or with a blade so that you can use certain weapons. Right? That's a system you've definitely seen before. But one of the things I wanted to point out here is this is the pop-in I've been talking about. Right? You can see it right here when the person starts to drive. Like, you just have to look a little bit ahead, and then you have like you see all the pop-ins. Bam, bam. Like, the pop-ins are happening quite a bit. It's still kind of bad right now on this version, and it's kind of okayish because you don't really notice it too quickly when you are in the city, because there's a lot of stuff going on and you're just missing it when there's like one item popping in and you're not really looking for it. But it gets really bad here. This is where it really gets bad in the Badlands. Yeah. Like, you can see the popping happening everywhere on the screen. Which is like, I definitely noticed it here. There's the dream thing you could do. There was not much we could do. There was this example, and I think there was another example where you did go a little bit hands-on. Yeah, hands-on. We already saw that. Oh, there's a fighting scene. This is... Oh, I have done this. Yeah, you have to save the monk. It's one of these side quests. And they're really good. They're as good as Witcher is. Like, really, like, the side quests make you sometimes wonder. Oh, there's the scan. Yep, you can see like how hard they are. This is the hack. This is a quick hack you can do. Like, the quick hack is really just hack into the system. It's a bit like Watch Dogs in that regard, that you are getting out your smartphone and you are hacking into them. How was the performance? Stable 60. I didn't really saw any drops, but I didn't had any RTX on. So again, not that I know. Yeah, the weapons, I feel like the weapons feel diverse, different, and because you can upgrade and change them, like, they really feel impactful. Yeah, this is something like AI behavior is alright. And there are definitely some moments where the AI is still a bit wonky. Where sometimes you have the feeling, there's the blades. We sometimes have the feeling that the AI is just like taking a break. But it didn't happen too often. It perhaps happened like once or twice. So the quest lines themselves are really good. Like the main story, I have to admit, the main story, at least till that point, like keep in mind, this is just prologue. Like everything you're seeing here, everything I'm talking about, what I'm telling you about, that's prologue. Which is like till level 10. And there were some really crazy side stories. I don't really want to spoiler them, because there has been really one or two where I was like, well, that happened. Like, sometimes they start as something super simple, and then you realize very quickly, oh, that dude got double-crossed. Oh, another car. Like, oh, there we go. Stealing the car. No, it doesn't. Let me tell you, this will not be a cool breeze. That car, yeah. Like the cars have been amazing. You can, it sometimes really feels, yeah, about that. This is so you meet Jackie. And then you start to drink with him. Yeah. By the way, you can't shoot him. You have a lot of freedom. Oh, this dude. Yeah, F that dude. Absolutely F that dude. Like, the cops, they're complete corrupt. Like, I haven't met a good cop. Yeah, these are the puzzle games. This is why I said, like, this is what Watch Dogs promised us, and what we didn't get. Like, you can analyze stuff, you can listen to things, you can look at people, like, you can try to figure out what happened, and there's some mind dancers or brain dancers, I always mix them up, who don't really do anything. Like, seriously, there are some of them which don't do anything besides of just two people humping. Yay. Right? Like, nothing is coming out of it. Well, at least nothing I have figured out yet. Maybe I'm just a dingus, as always. But, like, this example they showed was one of the things I have also seen in the demo. And it's really like, you figure out what's going on, and he gets blasted, right? And he gets killed from his own body. Now, why is this important? Well, you can actually meet the person. You can meet the person and you can interact with him. So now that you know that he killed off his own body, you would be like, do I want to trust this dude? Maybe not. You know? So that's a really, really cool feature. Yeah, here's where they show it again. Like, the idea is really good. And you don't have to do it. You don't have to do it. But you can. It's one of these things where you can choose what you want to do. There it is again. Man, they are really... I think this is all the footage. Hi, lady. Yeah, you can go into a bar and drink. You can totally do that. Like, there's a lot of freedom. I haven't found, like, Yakuza mini games yet. But I've been told there are mini games in the game. And I maybe just have missed them. Like, this game is one thing. It's overwhelming. In a way of, you can do so much, and you don't really know where to start and where to end. And so at the beginning it feels very, very overwhelming. Which is great, because you're sinking in it. Like, you're sinking just into the game. Oh, that's a side quest. Yep. That's a side quest. And I think you can actually decide if you want to talk to them. Like, you don't have to drive away. Like, what you see right here, this is not necessary. Like, it doesn't have to go that way. That's the decision of the player to go that way. By the way, this is the same pistol you get from the beginning. This is the pistol you were getting from the beginning. But very much like completely reworked. So the ideas are pretty endless, what you can do. Are there infinite amount of side quests? No, they're not. There is a limited amount of side quest. But it's more like The Witcher. There are a lot of them. But there are events. There are events in Cyberpunk. Like, as I said, where I was in the grocery store and the dude came in, guns blazing, and I was just basically turning around and blow his brain out. Like, there are still things which are just happening which are not connected to any quests, any stories. So, yeah. Yep. There are some dynamic events which basically happen all the time. Yeah. But I think if you don't have like another question, that's all I can say for now. It's like, it's probably one of these things where I remember some things later on. But the game is just overwhelming. It's like, you know these games where you just start them